Before we get to the crazy news with Nijisanji, quick disclaimer. Ya boy just got back from the gym, Muay Thai and powerlifting, and I'm on like zero energy. Like if I had a stamina bar, it would be zero right now. So this coverage is probably going to be a little scuffed, a bit rushed. My apologies in advance for that. And that's really it. So thanks for your patience. And now let's check out what's going on with Nijisanji. Elira Pandora had announced a stream link talking about the recent situation, referring to Selen and Dokibird, that whole thing. I tuned into it myself. Of course, we'll be talking about that, but just showing you this to start. So, didn't go well for them. This Nijisanji damage control really did not go well, including members of 29 months saying, I can't stand with this company anymore. Goodbye, y'all. And thankfully, this is my last one of these. Wish y'all the worst. So what exactly is going on here? A 15-minute video on the dot posted on Elira Pandora's channel. And I say video despite the fact that this is live streamed because it's just my suspicion that this is not even live. I think they recorded video and then posted it live. Many people pointing out how it sounds like they were reading right from a script. And overall, it seems like the reception towards this has been absolutely terrible for Nijisanji. With the first 4 minutes of the video having Elira explain what exactly the video/stream will be about, many people had a laugh at this 15-minute long stream just having a black screen the entire time, saying it was very fitting of Kuro-sanji. And before we even get to that, let's take a look at what Dokibird has said in response to what was said by Nijisanji EN. Dokibird saying, I will say that it never supposed to be shown to anyone other than me, my lawyer, and other relevant lawyers. It was a private document with my own personal information and was used as a legal document to help my lawyer and document my thoughts, plus was never supposed to release anywhere else to any other parties outside of the legal department. It makes me wonder if my medical and hospital records was also released without my consent, as that was also promised to me to be kept private. The document that she is referring to is a key central part to what was said by Elira, Vox, and Ike in the livestream posted on Elira's channel. Enna Alouette, as well as Finna Ryugu, were not in the livestream, but they did make these tweets talking about them and sharing the link. It's pretty crazy how you have one girl, Selen/Doki, going up against all of the corpos at Nijisanji, and now also having multiple EN livers teaming up against her. Earlier today, I made a video talking about how Nijisanji may never recover from this situation, and they just made it so much worse. I went back and edited the title of that video from May Never to Will Never. Now let's get back to the damage control.
Everything that'll be discussed has been approved by our lawyers, or is based solely on our personal experiences. Before anything is discussed, there is something very important that we, Nijisanji EN, feels need to be made very clear. All of us do not condone harassment of any kind to any of the parties involved.
She says that, and then Ike says it, and Vox says it, or actually Vox says it, then Ike says it, to my recollection, which is interesting considering that this is like 15 minutes of them going after Selen.
But what we say on this stream is our own words and our own feelings.
And here's where she talks about the document that Dokibird mentioned in her tweet.
I would like to first apologize if my silence on the matter has caused any worry. Over the past month, staff received documents from Selen's lawyer containing examples of her claimed experiences under any color. These documents in question included personal information of some livers, and when it was sent to us, we learned that there was a potential that this information could be made public. Some of the information poses a risk to our personal safety and puts some of us at risk of doxing.
As the comments point out, this entire situation with the document is very strange. This is a matter that should be private between the lawyers, yet they just went on air for 15 minutes talking about this document, and later on, Vox even showing apparently a portion of it. And again, I suppose on air is not the best phrasing when I think this was a pre-recorded video that was just aired live, but you get the point. Skipping ahead to the part with Vox where he shows this part apparently from the legal document, although I'm not 100% sure that it's a part of the legal document considering that I haven't read it for myself. But if this is a part of the legal document, this should be kept between lawyers. This is certainly not something that they should be airing to the public. And that's pretty much a recurring theme with this entire stream. As the comment at the top even points out, the fact that Nijisanji is using their own talents for damage control puts such a bad taste in my mouth. Absolutely. But according to Vox as well, it sounds like they have plenty of free will of their own, so to speak, so it seems like they're also willingly doing this to attempt to save face for Nijisanji EN. Vox then goes on blaming Selen for a number of accusations of her handling things very poorly over at Nijisanji. Pretty ironic considering what they're all doing right now and how poorly this stream has been received.
It's very important to establish this pattern of events had happened before on multiple occasions, including her Fall Guys tournament in August of 2023, a voice pack in May of the same year, and an outfit contest also in May. In each of these situations, Selen would be working on one of the projects I mentioned. She'd be given clear communication about confirming certain aspects with staff, as all other livers receive and comply with. And each time, she would refuse to cooperate. And when staff would react appropriately, she would make public statements that would hurt Any Color's reputation. And as these situations kept occurring, myself and other livers felt very upset and anxious.
So according to Vox, the staff was always acting appropriately, and it's just Selen who was so out of line. I don't buy it. It's like I said in my very first video talking about the entire Selen situation, and I mentioned that, to be fair, I don't know for sure what all occurred. I don't have omniscientific knowledge. I'm not some crazy entity here, right? Like, I'm just a dude looking at the information that I have. And the fact of the matter is, given Nijisanji's bad track record before this entire Selen situation, like they already had a bad track record before that, I'm not inclined to believe anything that Nijisanji says. And now Vox will return to talking more about the legal case.
Having thoroughly reviewed the documents sent to Any Color by her lawyer, and based on what I know personally and have been told by Selen as her friend, myself and other members vehemently believe these claims to be completely untrue.
What a weird thing that he's even involved like this, that they're even doing this whole video. It's really bizarre. But skipping ahead again, here's Vox talking about the quote-unquote like free will that livers have.
For context, leaving Nijisanji is always an option for livers. If she had wanted to graduate beforehand, she was given very many chances to do so amicably.
Well, if it's really that easy to leave Nijisanji, a lot of people are now going to be a lot more skeptical of any livers who decide to stay there. With the caveat being maybe for the JP side, if the JP livers are not as in the loop regarding this entire situation. And this next part just comes off like Vox is just gaslighting everybody.
And I listened to her narrative of half-thought untruths about her relationship with Any Color. This caused me so much anger on her behalf that I had considered graduating with her in solidarity, seriously. And I now know that my intense feelings at the time came from omitted context and falsehoods, and that, once again, is heartbreaking. I'm incredibly happy with my job, and even in the face of times as hard as these, I really wouldn't want it any other way.
The thing is, Nijisanji has a terrible track record and terrible reputation even before this entire Selen situation. Now, this amplified stuff orders of magnitude beyond, because this is arguably the worst thing that has come out about Nijisanji, but this entire 15-minute live stream really comes off like not only damage control, but also an attempt at diverting attention away from Nijisanji and how bad that corporation is as a whole, and instead trying to divert all of the attention over to Selen and their various accusations of her alleged wrongdoings. Later in the stream, after Ike takes over, sounds like more gaslighting.
Right now, we're all very stressed, but in spite of this, I feel like the public deserves to, at the very least, be aware of the existence of these documents, as well as of some of its contents, for the sake of transparency and honesty.
Yeah, well, in general, when corpos or people speaking on behalf of corpos talk about transparency and honesty, they're really doing the opposite. They're going to reveal certain pieces of info, but only things that they want to reveal. It's not being transparent. It's just, as we already know, damage control. Ike then closes with this.
We'll continue to do our utmost to provide a safe and fun environment for fans to enjoy together. And lastly, to round this off, I want to reiterate, please do not spread hate to anyone involved in any way, shape, or form, or anyone in general, honestly. We ask that in these times you allow us to continue our activities without asking us for any additional information about the situation. At this point, it's an issue for the lawyers, and we ask that you do not pressure any of us to discuss the matter beyond this point.
So that's pretty much the end of the stream, and those are some of the highlight areas that I wanted to go over. And as you could see from the live chat, and maybe you've already seen this elsewhere on the internet already, but that entire stream is, I don't even know how, like, what words to use here. Monumental backlash might be good. Even that might be an understatement. Like, whatever the highest level of backlash is, let's use that word here, because that did not help Niji or the talent there at all. As a matter of fact, that seems to have just made everything so much worse. On Reddit, one user would say, wait, so Nijisanji EN is illegally breaching their own NDA they signed with Selen now? And a response reads, watching Doki stream right now, and she stated they have, in fact, illegally leaked a document she signed. On Twitter, things are going very poorly for them too, with this tweet from just 3 hours ago already collecting over 5,600 likes, reading, Elira, Vox, and Ike do not deserve the platforms that they have been given, whether they were told to do this by management or not. They had the option not to, yet they still did. Hold these livers accountable. Anyways, make sure you subscribe to Dokibird. And circling back to my tweet once again, even long-standing members are saying they will no longer support the company after that stream. It seems the general public's distaste towards Niji is so strong now that hypothetically, if Doki was actually in the wrong on any of the things that these various people are trying to accuse her of, that it still would not improve anything for Nijisanji. People have seen very much firsthand how this corporation is ran and the things that they'll do and have other people do. But as I said at the very start of this video, this is your boy on zero energy, so I'm going to start wrapping this one up. I hope this coverage sufficed. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one.